welcome to the first episode of the Bogcast, right? So coming at you live from my bedroom. But I think what's interesting about this is where exactly my bedroom is. We can get into that in a bit. But I'm joined by my two co-hosts here, guests. I don't know how you want to put it just yet. Cobble, the Satyr, and Boris, Arborius for long, the tree shaman, right? So we can get into that a bit more later. But
Hello there.
But for now, I guess. Hey, hello. Hey, you guys want to say hi? Sorry, I glossed over that. You guys want to say hello?
Who am I saying hello to?
You're saying hello to all the folks back where I'm from.
They can see us?
No, they can't
Into the rat? I'm supposed to talk into the rat thing?
You do talk into the rat thing.
Won't it bite you?
It looks dead already, though.
I think it's playing dead.
Well,
dead.
you guys can ignore the rat thing first, right? I think we can I can explain that to you guys later.
It has an abnormally long tail.
Yeah.
Do we eat the rat thing after? I mean, Arborius is a vegetarian. Or a sunitarian?
Yes.
I'm not sure what the term is.
Yes. I am a autotarian.
So can I have his rat?
No, I mean the first of all, the rat is quite expensive where I'm from. Second of all, I don't think you'd be able to digest it quite well. We call it a microphone. Okay, so there's a couple mics set up here that let us record. But
Microphone.
yes, a microphone.
Yeah, that's a weird way to say mice. I imagine that's what you're saying, right?
Not quite. I really do mean it's a microphone. I really do mean that.
Mice?
Well, anyway, I guess I'll do my introduction if, that's what we're going for, right?
Yeah. Go for it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Cobble, the Satyr. I live here now. You said I could live here, right?
Yeah.
Well, alright. I'm Cobble, the Satyr. Until recently homeless. Citizen of the swamp. Really into chilling and getting high with my friends.
That's interesting, Cobble. You get high. What do you get high off of?
Education mostly.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Getting high on that is
We like to read a lot. A lot of the classics and some home decoration stuff.
You know what? That's very interesting stuff. I also like to read. I have a couple of books in my room here, as you can see. But let's talk to Boris for a bit. So Boris, you wanna introduce yourself real quick to our audience?
Hello there. My name is Arborius. I am a tree shaman. It's pronounced shaman. Yes, you can call me Boris. That is it.
Oh, pouring yourself a drink there, huh, Cobble?
Oh yeah, you don't mind.
No,
right?
I mean I don't mind. I mean it is. I have.
I could use some of that water. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You could. You feel free to get some
Can
later.
you
But how about?
hand me some?
Yeah, sure.
What is this stuff anyway?
It's water.
It doesn't taste like anything.
What?
Yeah, that is what water tends to taste like.
Why doesn't it have soil?
Yeah, water has a soil taste.
Yeah.
Oh, mine comes from well, I don't know what you want to call it, right? It comes from pipes that run through my house.
Oh, are those the ones sticking out of the walls?
The one sticking out of the wall right now, yes. I
Yeah?
mean, like, obviously the place is kind of dilapidated because it, fell like 50 feet from the sky. So you could definitely see the pipes, all the wiring, and magically
yes.
everything still works. So that's great. So again, right, first episode of the podcast. Thank you guys for introducing yourselves. And for our audience out there, I guess I'll tell you a little bit about how this little show came to be, right? We call it the Bogcast because we are in fact in a swamp, right? We'll talk about that a little more later. I think Boris has a lot to share on that because he does consider himself a man about town with regards to the swamp, right?
I'm the chief administrator of the swamp. Yes, chief administrator.
He's the chief administrator of this lovely swamp where I ended up. And right now, this swamp, right, it is in a place called Falafagort, right? If I am pronouncing it correctly, a lovely place. Really.
Pronounced Falafagort, but yeah.
Falafagort, all right, Falafagort.
Falafagort.
I mean, like the way. I mean, when I read it, right, when I read it on like one of the signs around here, it looks like Falafagort, but okay, Falafagort works. That works pretty well. So anyway, nice swamp, middle of the place called Falafagort, apparently. Here with Boris, the administrator. And it's been quite interesting so far. Boris, you mind telling us a little bit more about? I guess you could start with Falafagort in general. Like what kind of a place is this? Like what's there to do here?
Well, Falafagort is a very magical land. We have a lot of trees, as you can see. Have a lot of special creatures like this little cobble over here, and generally I don't go much outside the swamp, so I wouldn't really know what's outside it. But I hear a lot of fun stories from the surrounding people.
Stories like what?
Well, I hear that recently there was a dragon just outside the forest.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yes, he was selling cellular phones.
Cellular phones? You guys have
Yeah, selling cellular
so
phones.
what are cellular phones like here? Do you guys have like iPhones like I do, or like what's it like?
iPhones, like a phone with an eye.
An eye in front. You know what? Let's not get into it. It's a phone. It's a phone.
That sounds disgusting.
It's it's not quite disgusting. I wouldn't call it that. But anyway, tell me a bit more about these cellular phones. Like, what are they? What purpose do they serve?
Didn't it turn out he was using those to like mind control a bunch of dwarves though, and like make them sick or whatever? That's what I heard, at least from my uncle.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, he's in the business.
What happened?
He was using them to
Oh my goodness.
mind control a bunch of dwarves. Give them this disease.
Is this the dragon Giorgio? Are we talking about the same dragon?
Yeah, Giorgio Armani, right?
Yeah, yes, exactly. Giorgio Armani. Oh my gosh, what disease did he give them?
I don't know. It made them all stupid. I mean, stupider than dwarves already are.
Oh.
Whoa! That's
Ugh.
quite the assertion. I mean,
Poor
like,
dwarves.
I mean, the dwarves. Why would you say that dwarves are?
Well, have you met a dwarf?
I admit I have not met a dwarf, so I.
Well, once you do well to find out why they are called that.
Okay.
About as smart as the rocks they mine.
That's something, Boris. That's definitely something. We can get more into that later. So, ladies and gentlemen, dwarves do exist here. I would like to get a dwarf as a guest, right? In fact, I want to know as much about this world as possible. So that's cool, so that I can bring more stuff to you guys. But anyway, back to the Bogcast here, right? So Boris has done a lovely job of like telling us a lot about the place. So Cobble, you want to tell us a bit more about yourself, or Falafagort, sorry, whatever you're comfortable with, so that the viewers can, or our listeners, Falafagort, yes, so our viewers can or listeners can understand a bit more about yourself.
Well, I'm a satyr, as you know. We're kind of half men, half goat, I guess. We've got furry bottoms and horns. I've got 3 horns. It's a birth defect. Runs in the family. I was studying to be a librarian, but it turns out that satyrs can't be quiet for more than 5 minutes. So they kicked me out of library school, said I should just go somewhere else, and, well, since then I've just been wandering around. Eventually found myself here in the swamp.
Satyrs are a very happy, playful breed, so that would make a lot of sense.
No, that's good stuff. I mean, it's it's definitely a lifestyle I can respect. Me being in my mid-20s, I do find myself wanting to just kind of gallivant around, and good for you for taking that on, right? But so Cobble, like, why did you want to get into librarian school in the first place? Like, what's the story there?
Oh, well, at first I really, really wanted to be a janitor, but it also turns out that wherever a satyr walks, moss grows. So after a while, the bathrooms I was cleaning, they were just covered in the stuff, and I got fired from there. And so I thought, maybe be a librarian. But turns out libraries are indoors, and you don't want to get moss on books. And
Oh, look at that new patch of moss. Oh, it's spreading. Don't move your hoof. It's getting everywhere.
Yeah, man.
yeah, I'm sorry. I'll clean that up later. I swear. Yeah, you just You burned the stuff
Oh,
down.
there's
I mean,
another
I hope
one.
you're not super attached to this apartment or anything.
I mean, I have to say I am kind of attached to this apartment, but it's okay. It's okay. I was just being polite earlier. But thank you for letting me know that it's something that
Oh,
I
oh.
can point out. So sure, I'll find a way to clean it up, right? But if you don't mind, Cobble, if you could,
It should be edible. I mean, put it in a salad or something. Yeah, like that's what my mom
I,
does.
I don't know. Like I'm not really a moss eating kind of guy, but we can talk about that later. So if you guys don't know, it's quite unfortunate, but when my apartment appeared in the swamp here, it did crush Cobble's hut when it fell. So I'm sorry about that, Cobble. But as just to make it up to him, I did invite him to move in. So Cobble, I hope you're enjoying the digs. I hope you're enjoying the conveniences and whatnot here. I hope my humble abode is enough for you. Hope you're happy with the arrangement.
I am. Your bed is very comfortable.
It is it's funny you say that it's comfortable because it is a single bed. So I was thinking you could take the couch actually, if that's cool with you.
That is like gross disrespect. He is your guest. Usually the guests get the best room of the house.
No, no, no. I was raised well. It's just I was thinking like your bed's all mossy, and maybe you wouldn't want to sit in there anymore.
Now that you mention it, I Cobble, it's completely fine. I do respect your wishes. I will sleep on the couch, and you may take the honor of sleeping on my bed. Completely fine with me. It's all good, man.
What exactly is a couch?
It's a
Is
It's
it this
kinda
one?
yeah. It's that thing
Mm.
over there, right, with the pillows and whatnot. It's that there that thing over
Okay,
there.
okay.
Yeah.
I
so
see.
Oh,
so
that's the couch.
that's the couch. That's the couch.
I thought you've been sleeping. I thought you've been sleeping in that bed with the waterfall over it.
Oh, that my shower.
The one with the little snacks, the little yellow green snacks
the
that make bubbles.
oh the snacks. Oh, you mean the soap? No, I do
Oh,
not.
that's what those are called.
That's what that's called. I
Oh,
do
here soap
advise you.
is totally different.
Yeah. So what? Well, we can get into what soap is like here, but Cobble, I would remind you.
I
that-
got some on my fur, and like I gotta say though, it ruins the gray brown musk I'm going for. It just
Oh yeah, I
it's
see
like
the
white,
spot
man.
you're talking
it's
about.
white. Yeah.
I think
It affects the mold too. The mold comes out like a weird green.
Here, let me give you some. Let me give you some. Here.
You guys might wanna
you
put
go.
that down. There's like Cobble doesn't like it on his fur, so let's just put it down. Plus, I use it. I do use it to clean myself. Like that is the purpose of soap. Anyways,
That's a weird thing to do with food.
So you lick it,
no, I don't.
and then you lick
No,
yourself.
I don't lick it. I take what's called a shower in back where I'm from. That's what we call it, a shower.
Okay.
Yeah. We can discuss it more later.
Mhm.
Yeah, we can talk more about showers later. I want to turn my attention to you, Boris. Though I mean, Cobble gave us a fantastic introduction on like who he is and what he's done. And if the listeners out there are interested in knowing more about Cobble, we can definitely line up some questions for him. In fact, if you guys have questions about the Bogcast in general, or if you have any questions for our two fabulous co-hosts here, feel free to send them to us, right? But anyway, Boris, going back to you. So, Cobble mentioned earlier you were the chief administrator of the swamp, right? The general guy about town, or was it you that mentioned it? I'm sorry. So tell us about a day in a life for Mr. Arborius, right? Like, what's it like?
Well, being the chief administrator, your job is generally to make sure everyone has their wits about them. So before you came, we had just finished moving Cobble into his tiny hut, which unfortunately is no more. But generally, on a day-to-day basis, I don't usually sleep, so my day starts at 12 midnight. I will be sitting in a grove usually, watching the watching the moon go by and the stars, just looking at the different nocturnal animals. Usually, a owl will sit on my little perch here, or a deer would walk by occasionally. Eventually, the sun comes and it's time to eat. You see, I actually am what they call an authoritarian. So that means I eat sunlight. Um, and eventually, after my meal, I'll go about checking on the residents in the bog. After that, it's eventually nighttime, and it's time for me to stop eating, and I spend the rest of my night doing paperwork.
That's some interesting stuff. So you're basically the would you say like you're a leader of this community here?
More of like the clerk, I guess.
That's cool. That's cool. So you guys have like
Yes, yes.
your own little municipal.
Like a librarian.
Yeah, in a way, yes.
Ah, that is so cool.
Okay, so Cobble, like you mentioned librarians, like where I'm from, librarians just mind the library with all the books, make sure everything's organized, help you out if you have questions. It doesn't sound quite similar to what Boris does as a chief administrator. So you mind explaining that? Like what exactly does a librarian do here in Falafagort?
I mean, you're not gonna find a librarian here. It's a swamp. Do they have libraries in swamps and where you're from?
No, they don't. But I was just saying that because you said it was you mentioned that
Oh.
it's like a librarian. Is it because of like the
Well,
paperwork and all that stuff? Is that why?
Paperwork. Here in Fayafagort, librarians are the stealthiest breed, right? Cobble?
yeah. I mean, I get what Hamoy's saying. It does sound similar. You watch a bunch of books, you shh at people when they're being too loud, and you kind of creep around the place. Another unforeseen challenge for me. As you see, my hooves make a clicking sound as I walk. But honestly, I think I was in it mostly for the snacks.
The snacks. So like
Oh, yes,
you
the
were,
snacks.
what snacks does being a librarian entail?
Well, the books. I mean, satyrs eat tree stuffs, and we can't eat trees anymore. I mean, I'm friends with a tree, so we eat paper.
Nonsense. Here, have a nibble.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, that's it's a good thing this isn't one of those video podcasts because I will need to bleach my eyeballs after watching Boris offer up his little finger to Cobble to
Finger?
eat. But anyway,
What do you mean finger?
well, what was it that you gave to him to eat? It looked like your
It's
finger.
my nipple.
It was your okay. That's interesting. So your nipple. I didn't know that nipples could grow there. So, to the audience out there, in case it wasn't already obvious, Arborius being a tree shaman doesn't mean that he is what we'd normally conceive to be a shaman of trees. He is quite literally somewhat a tree, also a
Yes.
shaman. You know,
Yes.
basically. Yes. So he does have bark. He does have he does look like a tree. He does have that little perch that he mentioned, so he's quite an interesting.
Sometimes we shapeshift into trees. It's not something we can always control, but as you see now, I am currently tree.
Yeah, I can see it now. It's quite interesting. You know, I do wish that we had the equipment here in the apartment to kind of record you as a tree so that people could
Yes.
kind of see it. But it's all good, right? It's all good. We can just describe it to the audience. That's fine. So anyway, guys, I want to talk a little about now that you've told me a little more about yourselves. I do want to talk about the swamp, right, or the bog where we're in. The bog. Tell me more about it, right? I mean, I've just moved here, somewhat against my will, but I'm here nonetheless. What's there that's interesting to do? Are there like any interesting characters aside from you guys that I should know about? You know, just tell me a little more about the bog.
Well, there's Jimmy the dwarf.
Oh, Jimmy the dwarf, yeah.
He was pretty cool until his mind got controlled.
So Jimmy the dwarf, like, what did he do before he got mind controlled, and how did that happen?
Generally, he was a manual laborer. You know, dwarves not that smart, so that's all he had going for him, really.
All right. What made him interesting, Cobble? It seems like you know a bit about him.
I mean, he made weapons and stuff. He made armor, and he tried to sell me a shield one time, and I don't know. I don't know. I like the guy. He was really nice to me. He didn't mind the moss at all.
He was a kind feller.
That's good. That's good. So like he got mind controlled by this dragon, Giorgio Armani.
Unfortunately.
Interesting.
Real shame.
Interesting. So,
Yeah, after the mind control, he wasn't the same. He was all smart and Like he was always correcting me. It was.
And did you
it was the
notice
worst.
his? Did you
I
notice
hated
his
him
clothes
after.
got extremely better?
Like, way
His-
better, like,
his
way-
fashion sense just improved through the roof.
I got some mold on his T-shirt once, and he just flipped his little dwarven lid. Gosh, yeah, he was mad. He was mad.
He was. I remember that he was so angry. He ran around chasing the other bog creatures.
That's crazy. It sounds like this mind control thing really does a number on people, huh? Like especially the dwarves, right?
Yes,
That's
yes.
that's interesting. So we so Jimmy the dwarf, right? Sounds like a cool guy. Or sounded like a cool guy, I guess, past tense, because he's been mind controlled. According to what you guys are saying. Any other interesting places or people that we should know about here in the bog?
Well, there is one inhabitant we don't like to talk about.
And who's
Oh
that?
God,
Uh,
the
the thing.
thing.
I think
What-
you
what
saw
thing?
him on your first night, Hamoy.
What thing is this? I'm sorry, I don't think I've seen him.
He's 8 feet tall, curled back, huge claws.
And he literally has 8 feet.
You haven't seen him?
No, I don't think I have. Should I be concerned?
Well, do you value your head?
I do like my head on my shoulders.
Then
yes.
I believe you should be very concerned. He's the Njordle.
The Njordle.
The Njordle,
That sounds a little intimidating. Is he someone I should be scared about? Like what is he?
Well, I would say he's also sort of like a inhabitant of the swamp. He just has he has bad days. He has very bad days.
Bad taste.
Not
in,
at all.
like,
Bad
well,
days. Bad days.
Oh, bad days. I'm
Yes,
sorry. I
bad
thought you
days.
meant bad taste as in like he didn't really dress well or he was slightly racist or just things like that.
Oh, he doesn't
All
dress
right.
well. Like his clothes are torn majority of the time. But
So if he has his bad days, why should I be concerned about those? Like doesn't that just mean that he'll be like a little angry if I accidentally litter on his doorstep or things like that? Like what do you mean bad days?
I mean, one time Jimmy the dwarf tried to walk up to him and correct his grammar, and that's why Jimmy the dwarf only has one leg now. Can't even run around with the kids anymore.
I mean, I don't like
Oh.
I don't like to speak ill of the inhabitants of the swamp. But
Yeah, and like Jimmy the dwarf's parents are like part of like they're in the mob, so you'd expect him to be protected, but nope, they didn't even go after him. They didn't even go after the guy.
So this Njordle, he's essentially a this sort of swamp monster, basically.
Monster's kind of a strong word around here, though. I wouldn't go around calling people monsters. The M word is what we say usually.
Okay, I'm sorry. An insensitive word on my part. I will make sure to avoid it. But all right, so basically somebody that I should be a little concerned about, I guess. Is there anything I can do to make sure that I'm safe at night? Honestly, I am a little scared about the whole prospect of sleeping here. Now that you've
I
mentioned
feel like you're
that.
pretty safe up here. We're kind of high off the ground, and as I mentioned, he only has he has 8 feet, no hands, so he has trouble climbing things.
All right. So hopefully he doesn't do anything tonight. And,
do you have any peppers?
I do have a green pepper in my fridge right now.
Can I have one?
What you should do is you should snort some of that stuff. He's afraid of sneezing.
Oh, he's afraid of sneezing.
Very
Well,
afraid,
that's easy.
terrified.
That's easy. I think I do have some black pepper, so I can
You just crush it
you
up,
just-
snort it, and keep him away all night.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Even in your sleep, you just keep
gosh.
on sneezing, and he'll leave you alone.
Gosh, I am a little concerned about that. I hope nothing happens, but okay, I'll take the sneezing advice into account. Hopefully we Cobble, you're kind of in the same boat as me, so hopefully we both end up okay after tonight's rest. Hopefully.
Yeah, we just gotta remember not to go down at night. So, no going down at night, and yeah, that's pretty much it, really.
I mean, we won't have any reason to, hopefully, so we should be okay. But I think that just about wraps it up for today's episode of the Bogcast. So I really like the conversation we had. It's been an interesting stay here so far for the past couple of days. I'm glad I got my two, I guess, friends, right? I hope we can call each other friends. Boris and Cobble
I think
here.
we're friends.
Yeah, I think we're friends. Thank you, Cobble. I think, we had an interesting time with our guests
Well,
here.
why would we be friends?
Well,
It's a bit soon for that.
Okay, Boris. Well, we don't have to be friends then.
You're such a stooge.
Hey, it's just that we've only known him a day. How can we call him friends?
That's fair.
I mean, you're my friend. He's my friend. What's hard to get?
I don't know about that, Cobble. He seems a
I
little
gave
bit
you some
weird.
lost
Like
man.
what is this supposed to be exactly?
Oh, you could put that down. Please put that down.
What is
That's
this?
very expensive. That is my that.
And how about
oh my
this?
gosh! Stop.
Oh.
Could you put that down? Could you also put that down? That's very valuable to
Okay.
me. My diploma is very important to me. Please put it down. Thank
Oh
you.
my god, that looks
Okay,
delicious.
No, hey, Cobble. That's you
Is
can
that
eat,
waxed paper?
No, you can eat other things in this house. I understand.
Yeah, let's crack it open,
No,
Cobble.
no,
Let's
hey,
crack
no,
it
no,
open.
no, please put down, put down,
okay.
put
It
the
even
diploma
has a
down.
ribbon.
It's very
No,
crispy.
stop. Put
It's
the
very
guys,
crispy.
please put the diploma down.
Cobble here, have
It's
a
very-
nibble.
No,
What's an Ateneo?
no. I don't want to rip it. I'm not gonna tear it away from you, but please put it down gently. My diploma is very
Here,
important
here,
to me.
here.
No, stop, Boris, please. Boris,
All
it's
right, all
very
right.
important to me.
All
Thank
right,
you,
all
thank you,
right.
Cobble. Okay, guys, please. So anyway, now that kerfuffle.
Yeah, I want to get to eating my rat.
There we go. Well, we can please don't eat the rat or the microphone. Sorry, but we can get to that later.
So you admit it's a rat.
No, I mean I'm just going along.
Oh, there's another microphone. It's running across the
no,
floor.
that's a real rat. That's a real mouse. I would like to stress to the audience. I keep a
I call dibs.
no. Go ahead, Cobble. You can eat that one. I would like to stress to the audience that I do keep my apartment spick and span as best as I can. It's just that because we're in the swamp, all manner of critters getting in here, right? So, anyway, thank you guys for tuning into this first episode of the Bogcast. Cobble, you got any last words for the audience?
Guys, just keep some pepper around like all the time. It's like, stay safe. Stay safe.
Thanks, Cobble. Boris, you got any last words?
Pay your taxes.
Fair enough. That's true. Give unto Caesar. Give unto Caesar. Am I right, guys? So, thank
Who's Caesar?
you. I'll
Who the hell
explain.
is Caesar?
He was a famous guy where I'm from. We can explain some more next time. We're just trying to keep this short because it is our pilot episode. But thank you so much, Cobble, and thank you, Boris, for being my two wonderful guests for today, and probably co-hosts, right, for the duration of my stay here in the swamp, the end of which I cannot yet foresee. So thank you guys for tuning in, and this has been the first episode of the Bogcast. Keep it real.